Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Afrocentric Woman. Giving a little bit of time for folks to come in the room. And I'm giving some time to pull up my pictures because there were a couple more pictures that I wanted to have available. Let me make sure that they are available. Where is the chat? Here's the comments. Okay. Let's get the comments showing. All right. Okay. Ooh. How can I minimize that? Let me try to make this smaller so I can make the other thing larger. Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Y'all, is honestly it's a little bit hard for me to even transition into this mode because I'm so happy. I am so happy, really. And so it's a little bit hard for me to kind of switch modes in my mind because I talked to my man today and he was at this high-end mall picking up some stuff on my Christmas list, as well as making arrangements to service my car tomorrow, as well as he has sent me a message earlier today and told me to pick anywhere I want for a staycation, as well as telling me that I was going to go out of town and go to a city that I really want to visit. So when I tell you, I literally have a smile on my face and it's like plastered on my face and it's hard for me to even get into this, but I figured let's get into it, okay? Because I saw this pop up when I was minding my business being nosy on Facebook and I was like, "What? This is what I'm talking about." Earlier today, um we had a live stream in which we talked about a variety of issues including um these struggle relationships, and people trying to um basically shame you for disengaging from this type of struggle relationships. And literally, like, not long after I ended the live stream, this came across my timeline. Someone's sharing it in a group and saying, "Hey, what are your thoughts on this?" Okay, let's get into it. I don't know the background of this particular bandit, but I feel like his post tells a lot about his character. It tells a lot about, you can read between the lines and kind of understand what's going on over there. Um, it speaks to the exact thing that I was talking about earlier today and what I've talked about in the various different other live streams when I've talked about Black women coveting marriage, but like what exactly you want the title of wife, but what is it getting you? What is it granting you access to? What kind of life are you living, with this title of wife, um, etc. And so this pretty much embodies exactly what I've been talking about from their own words, from their own mouth. And these guys, these bandits say with their full chest, like proud of, they're just proud of it. Like they don't have any shame. They don't see what they're doing as wrong. Okay, so let's get into it. This bandit says, "I know many of you admire my wife and I marriage." And keep in mind, let me hold on. Before I get into this, please take note of how illiterate this so-called educated, the bad grammar of this educated, good Black man, so smart, entrepreneurial, you need to invest with him and all of this. I want you to take note of how illiterate this shit is, okay? So we're gonna work through it. We're gonna get through it the best way we can. I know many of you admire my wife and I marriage, but let me keep it all the way 1,000, cause y'all be fantasizing over these here by day, gone by night relationships on social media. Facepalm emoji. This was just a text from my wife a week or so ago before we went to New York. Marriage is not for the weak. 99.9% of people only share the highlights of their relationship/marriage on social media, but half the time they be miserable behind closed doors. They damn near look at people on social media as their social media in-laws, trying to prove they're so happy and in love, which sometimes only exposes insecurities and the lack of security within the relationship. You know, people don't really give a damn, right? Now, obviously, you care about what people think because you're writing this whole thing. Now, the thing that really stuck out for me is when he says marriage is not for the weak. You got to be a strong black woman to be married to a black man, okay? You got to be strong. It ain't going to work unless you're strong. And then anytime they're about to get into some real devilish ass deviancy, please know and believe that they're about to invoke the Bible, God, Jesus, Yeshua, the Most High. They about to start quoting scriptures and Quran verses and everything else because they have to mix this in with the degeneracy to make it all make sense. Okay. The Bible says, 1 Corinthians 13:1, love does not boast. So when you see someone constantly boasting about their partner on social media, that's red flags, red flag emojis. That's why when couples break up, people be like, wait, look, they were so happy and in love. OMG, what happened? Let me say this. Until you go through some real shit, I mean, real adversities with your partner to see how they really built. Now pay attention to that part to see how they really built. Until you go through some real shit. Okay, this is the struggle love. I mean, real adversities, more struggle with your partner to see how they really built. This is the thing about these bandits. They want to take you through the ringer to show your love because they need to see how you're built. They need to see how much pain you can endure, how much disappointment you can endure, how much lack that you can endure. And they don't even at this point in time, we may have a transitional period in which they try to pretend that they're not doing it when they're really doing it. But right now, the black male worship is still going strong because we are in the minority. Black women who are disengaging from it are in the minority. The majority of Black women are continuing to participate with pardon me, let me get this off. Black male worship, right? So, um, so they don't have any shame. They're not ashamed of this type of behavior. So they say, oh, we want to see how you're really built on the inside. Okay. Adversities with your partner, see how you really built on the inside. Then don't be fooled about the highlights and cute shit. My wife and I done been through damn near everything you can think of. Trust me. Everything you've heard about me, her, us, hell, good or bad, just believe it. We don't care. Believe all of it because it can't and won't break us. I'm not innocent. Hell, my wife neither. We already been through the fire emojis and still together. It ain't just love that's keeping us together. Trust me. But I'm giving him the proper commas where commas should be, but please keep in mind that he's not putting commas where commas should be. Okay? Okay, I'm helping him. It ain't just love that's keeping us together. Trust me. When you really overcome some very tough times with someone That shit priceless. And you keep fighting for each other. So y'all, quote, real couples, end quote, that be going through some real shit, keep fighting for each other. Go to therapy and do whatever it takes to stay together and get through the shit. Because trust me, these folks don't give a damn about y'all. For those of you who need help with your relationship marriage, here's our therapist contact information. So he's going to share a text from his wife. This is what the wife says. I hate you. We don't have to talk ever. You do you. He texts back, okay, stop texting, please. She texts, I'm not crazy. You are the crazy one. Okay, so what I want to help you understand what's going on, what I'm going to read between the lines, and what's probably happening is that he's probably gaslighting her. He's probably doing something real foul and narcissistic and then saying, I'm not doing it. You're the crazy one. And he's doing like crazy making, right? So abusive people do this thing where they try to make it seem like you're crazy. So I think that's why she's defending herself. No, I'm not crazy. You're crazy. I'm not crazy. You are the crazy one. I want a divorce. That will be the best for us. I'm going to have the paper sent today. I'm not crazy. Okay, so that's just a repeat. All right, let's go on to the next one. Ay, Dios mío. Attention singles. Oh shit. Hold on. Where's the rest of the okay, maybe this is it. I know for a fact being my wife is making me a better man. Ah, shit. Let me see if I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing one. Because I uploaded the. This might be it. Because I think the pictures are out of order. Let me look. Hold on. Let me check my phone and make sure that I have the pictures in order. And maybe I'll just read it from my phone. Okay, that's one. My wife, damn near going through everything. Okay. That one. Let me say da 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 da. Real couples. Okay, I read y'all the text. Okay, I myself can't honestly believe we actually overcame many of these trials. When I look back over my marriage, I'm like, me and this woman have been through it all. She is truly God sent because no other woman probably would have went through all that with me and still love me the way she does. Do you hear the struggle, love? The fuck? You're praising your wife. This is how the good. Let me hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna come back to this. Hold on. I'm gonna come back. Hold on. Because I need to show you something. Where's the picture at? Hold on. Oh, Lord. Open. Let me show you something. Okay. Let me take this off and bring it back. Hold on. Let me take it off and bring it back. Because I need to show you something. Hey, Mocha Mommy. Hey, Sissy Aja. Hey, Sissy Aja. Hey, Matrice. Hey, Alima, Sarah. Let me bring something back up. Okay. Because I need y'all to see the whole situation that we got going on here. So y'all can know what's up. Oh, Lord. This is the dysfunction. This is the dysfunction right here. Let me share my screen. Okay. So this is the good black man. Okay. This is the polished, educated, entrepreneurial husband. This is the good black man. Okay. This is what you're supposed to go after. You know, he's not a Pookie, although his text is quite illiterate. He's got the suit, he's got the Photoshop, he's got, everything that you're supposed to desire. Okay, it is right here. But what is the mentality behind the good black man? How does he see his role as it relates to his wife or his woman or his children? What is the logic of the collective of black men? Because this is the upper echelon. This is the cream of the crop right here. This is the cream of the crop. Attractive, polished, good black man. Okay. Because the only person that you have any issues with is Pookie and Ray Ray. Only Pookie and Ray Ray are giving any problems to black women. These are the good black men that y'all keep on overlooking, that are doing everything right. They're the ones. I myself can't honestly believe we actually overcame many of these trials. When I look back over my marriage, I'm like, me and this woman have been through it all. She is truly a godsend, because no other woman probably would have went through all that with me and still love me the way she does. What do y'all think that he put her through? What do y'all think that he put her through to where he can't believe that she would continue to love him through all the pain, the dysfunction, and abuse that this male has put her through? Do you think that he came on social media to praise his wife for her beauty? Did he come onto social media to praise his wife for her femininity, for her motherhood, for her artistic expression, for her creativity, for her spirituality? Or did he come on social media to praise his wife for her ability to endure violence and abuse? Because not only is he coming on here to praise her for that, he's trying to recruit other women into the ideology of being happy to be pat on the head by a bandit, and encouraging you also to endure abuse, mayhem, and toxicity. We're still together, building. Because for one, we finally realized we had to accept each other for who we are. And keep in mind, when he says accept me for who I am, accept each other for who they are, please know and believe he's talking about himself. His wife needs to accept him for who he is, which is a struggle bandit who probably philanders. But do you think for 1 minute he accepts her for who she is? No, she needs to bend, mold, fold, and acquiesce to his bandit desires and overlook all of his mishaps, transgressions, and everything else. She's the one who's doing all the changing. I can guarantee you that. What he really means is she just accepts. I'm making her accept who I am, a bandit, and not try to change each other. Instead of criticizing and attacking one another, we had to practice responding to one another's flaws and weaknesses. Did this bandit come on here to praise what his wife is good at, her strengths? Or did he come on here to embarrass her and talk about her weaknesses and her flaws? We can't change certain things about one another, but we can practice responding differently for peace. We had to learn how to pick our battles and just let a lot of shit go rather than arguing about it. We're still learning how to compromise for the benefit of the marriage and not us individually. My wife always tells me she doesn't feel like she's my partner, which stems from me being on my own since I was 17. What she's saying is, I'm a single mother who's married. Do you hear it? My wife always tells me she doesn't feel like she's my partner. What that translates to is, I'm married, but I'm single. I'm doing everything in the house by myself, which is the case for a lot of Black wives. A lot of them who are married to Black men. I've been an entrepreneur my whole adult life, and it's a challenge for me to include her in the businesses. Pray for me on that one because I'm trying. This don't have shit to do with you putting your wife in the businesses. This has everything to do with the fact that your ass don't participate inside the house. You extract energy, but you don't put any in. They have a little baby, which is on the thumbnail. And I'm pretty sure she's changing all the diapers, doing all the appointments, going to all the pediatrician appointments, doing all the things, helping the baby, burping the baby, waking up on the baby. Oh, I'm sure you're sleeping through all of that. Trust me, I know better than I can tell you. You're not participating with any of that. That's why she's saying she feels like she don't have no partner. This don't have nothing to do with the business. This has everything to do with you not participating in the household. I know for a fact being with my wife is making me a better man on the inside. I hate it sometimes. It's always that selfish. Interesting that you're not making her a better woman. She's not coming up or benefiting off of being involved with you. The only thing that she's getting is stress and wanting to send your ass divorce papers. But you're talking about how she's making you a better man. And oh, it just sucks. I know it's selfish, sinful nature to be like, fuck this. I don't have to go through all this shit. I know deep down what I have is priceless. Does that mean I don't mess up? No, I know God is using her to do greater work within me. So he feels ordained by God to take this woman through the ringer. He feels, or it is God's order, it is God's will as he sees it, because God is using her as a footstool. You see? God is using her as a footstool to be taken through the ringer for the greater good of making him a better man. He doesn't have any shame and doesn't even realize how disgusting this is. It's disgusting. You don't see any problem with this because you're the one who put this on Facebook and made it public. That's how disconnected you are from your banditry. I know deep down what I have is priceless. Do you think has he complimented his wife one time that don't have nothing to do with being brought through the ringer? After all this jibber jabber blah blah blah, has he complimented his wife one time that don't have nothing to do with abuse and taking her through the ringer? But here he is complimenting himself. What he has inside, it's priceless. And if God has to punish her for him to realize his greatness, and this is when you get into Barbara the Builder, this is what he's saying. God ordained you to be Barbara the Builder. You are supposed to sacrifice to build me up. You are supposed to sacrifice to build me up. It's ordained by God, according to this bandit. I know God is using her to do a greater work within me. Where's the other? Let me see if I Missed the picture. Does this look masculine to y'all? Does he look masculine to y'all? Does this look like a masculine man that can protect you? I'm just curious what y'all think. Nope, no. I'm trying to tell you. Uh where is it? Okay, I think one of them didn't download. Okay, here it is. I know for a fact being with my wife is making me a better man on the inside. I hate it sometimes because it's always that selfish, sinful nature to be like, fuck, this is, I don't have to go through all this shit. I know deep down that what I have is priceless. Does that mean I won't mess up? No. I know God is using her to do greater work within me to manifest his glory through me. Do you see the delusion? Do you see the narcissism? Do you see how these bandits think they're God? I'm going to read it, but I'm going to just focus in on this bandit. Just focus in on this. Cuz you really need to just see this picture and hear the narcissism that he feels that it's ordained by God that his wife is put through the ringer for him to realize his greatness because he's so special and so divine that it's all worth it in the end. He knows it's selfish, but it's God's will. These bandits will twist scriptures and spirituality and everything else to fit the narrative of the narcissistic narrative that they have. Let me just read that last part again. I know God is using her to do a greater work within me to manifest his glory through me. Marriage humbles me and I hate it sometimes. Did y'all hear me? I'm not making this shit up. Let me just show you. These are his words, not mine. Marriage humbles me and I hate it. But God cares more about who I become rather than success and all the worldly things. Mark chapter 8:36. What do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? I live, quote, my truth, and I don't care what it makes me look like as long as God get the glory out of my life. No one can use anything against me because I accept my truth, the good, bad, and ugly. I own it and man up. Anybody who know me know I'm authentic and solid. Moral of the story, you gonna go through tough trials with anyone you decide to be with. Period. This is what Black women need to understand what's waiting on them on the other side of a marriage with a good Black man. You gonna go through tough trials. You're gonna go through tough trials. And when I was really reading through this, I started to really just remember, how did I get so ingrained in black male worship? And if you really read what he's saying, he's seeing himself as a demigod. And the sacrifice to the altar of black male worship is you yourself as the Black woman. You are supposed to, the sacrifice, the tithes that you pay to the church of black male worship, it's you. You pay with you. That's the sacrifice. That's the tithe. That's the offering. You offer yourself on the altar when you worship black males. He said emphatically that he sees himself as some type of God figure, and that it's righteous for you, it's righteous for his wife, his black wife, to suffer in his aggrandizement, and that in his eyes it's ordained by God slash himself, because in his mind he is God. Moral of the story, you're going to go through some trials with anyone you decide to be with. We're all human. It's just a matter of staying committed and working to become better individually. Always seek God's help. Seek outside mentors for advice, and not from friends and family. Okay, this is important to kind of dig through, because what abusive males do is they do want you to get away from your friends and your family, because your friends and your family love you. So he's saying, oh no, don't talk to them. Go to the mentors. Who do you think the mentors are? Who you think the mentors he talking about? Do you think he's talking about a self-preserving black woman? Or do you think he's talking about other narcissistic bastards like himself? And he'll probably refer his wife to Kitten Hills. You need to go learn to be a better wife. Go watch Kitten Hills. That's our mentor. That's our mentor. Get professional help from a therapist and marriage counselors. Do whatever it takes to get the help, because you can't do it on your own, I promise you. So he hasn't explained anything that would require therapy besides his own abuse. So his wife needs tips. She needs assistance with how to endure. He posted a little follow-up to his thing because he got a lot of mixed reviews. I'll see if I can read some of the comments of some of what the people were saying. This is the follow-up post to what I just read, because that post went viral. The post that he put about taking his wife through the depths of hell, it went viral with mixed reviews. This is what he posted after. To follow up for my post that went viral, here is a beautiful pic of my family. In my post that went viral, I just wanted to keep it all the way 1,000 and share the other side of marriage that no one wants to share. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes it's toxic, sometimes it's depressing, sometimes we feel like giving up, sometimes we get on each other's nerves, sometimes we feel in love, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we feel we can do better by ourselves. Sometimes there's long periods without affection, intimacy, or sex. There's no debate you go through. There's no debate. You go through all this with time. There's no way you're going to be with someone the rest of your life and not experience these things. I don't believe it's even possible. My opinion. I can go on and on. We've overcome infidelity. Who you think been unfaithful? Who you think? I remember when all those like black reality shows was coming out, like, I mean, they're still out, but like Love and Hip Hop and um Housewives, and especially the Love and Hip Hop franchise. Like that franchise is built on infidelity, right? Like these guys getting with these women and then basically cheating on them or whatever. And you get these women like Emily B, the women like the preference that's with Jewels, Kim, oh, I forgot her last name. Who else? Chrissy, you know, Yandy. All of these women getting put through the ringer, and they come on when they're doing their little green screen and they're like, well, you just go through your ups and your downs with your man, but at the end of the day, we still together. And it's interesting, like somebody said, well, it seemed like all the ups and downs are him putting you through the ups and downs. Why you ain't got no ups and downs? Why have you been consistent in the relationship as the woman? You've been consistently mothering, consistently maintaining the household, consistently elevating yourself, consistently bringing opportunities to the table as far as a TV show and appearances and all of that. Consistently keeping yourself up. And all the ups and downs have everything to do with this man being unfaithful. So you talking about y'all overcoming the ups and downs. Why is he all the downs and you all the ups? Sometimes we're happy. Sometimes it's toxic. Sometimes it's depressing. Sometimes we feel like giving up. Ra, 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 ra. There's no way you're going to be with someone for the rest of your life and not experience these things. I don't believe it's even possible. My opinion. I can go on. We've overcome infidelity, broken trust, betrayal, abuse, some friends and family not liking me. This is another red flag. Okay? This is another red flag that I think all Black women need to take heed of. Because earlier he said that she don't need to listen to her friends and family. Now he's saying that the friends and family don't like him. And do you think maybe they don't like him because they have her best interest at heart? So much envy, jealousy, and persecution. Now, these are other red flags to look for. Narcissistic males always think that everyone is envious and jealous of them. Those are themes that come up consistently over and over and over when you're dealing with narcissistic abusive males. They will try to isolate you from your friends and your family. They think everyone is, quote, persecuting them. Everyone's out to get them. Everyone's jealous of them and everyone's so envious of them. That's what they believe because they're very narcissistic. Outsiders trying to control what we do. We even lost our firstborn child while we were in the middle of experiencing hell in our marriage. Based off of who? And if your wife herself didn't come out and talk about miscarriage, why the F would you? Why would you? Why would you disclose something personal for her because you're going on a narcissistic rant on social media and you have to throw her under the bus and disclose her personal information because you're trying to prove a point about yourself and how everyone's persecuting you and out to get you. They're jealous, they're envious because you're some type of weirdo demigod. So you might ask, damn, how can y'all go through all that together and still be together? My answer is Mark 10:9. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man separate. That's so sad that he's using scriptures. Now, do you think that she would have approved of this text message to be put on social media? Do you think that she would have approved that? This is giving me Tobe vibes. Black men will not even protect women in words. This was a private conversation in between the two of you that could have stayed that way. But you chose to put it on social media. That's it. That's all I got. I ain't got no more. I hope that a Black woman that needs to see this finds this because she may very well be caught up in the hamster wheel of a situation similar to this and thinking that This is the way it has to be. I have to show my love like this. I have to endure a lot of pain. I have to endure a lot of abuse. It God said it's righteous for me to be abused. It's righteous for me to go without. It's righteous for me to be neglected. It's righteous for me to be doing everything in the household without any type of assistance. It's righteous for me to turn away from my family and from my friends and to focus on this bandit. It's righteous for me to follow the mentors that he has picked out for me because they are men of God. I have to stay in this relationship because the title of wife is a holy one. It's holy for me to be a wife. I'm meeting my life mission being this man's wife. I'm so blessed that I get to be a wife, and I will endure anything to maintain this title. Anything. Cheating on me, beating me, neglecting me, financially abusing me. I will go through it all because I'm so glad that I got chosen. I'm so glad and so thankful. I prayed all my life that God send me somebody, and here he is. And by gosh, by golly, I'll go through hell to keep this title. I don't feel like I have a husband, but at least I have the title. I'm taking care of the baby by myself, but at least I have the title. We ain't been married but a few years. He didn't already have so many affairs and brought me home, whatever else. But I got my title. I got my marriage license. He showboating online like he making all this money. Well, he ain't making no money, and I don't know how we gonna pay the mortgage next month. I don't know if we gonna get evicted or not. I don't even know. But at least I got this title. He done took out business loans in my name and fucking up my credit and everything else. And I don't know how I'm going to survive, but at least I got this title. I look good on social media. I'm so glad I got this title. I look real good on Instagram and Facebook with this bandit. I'm so glad that I got this title. I'd be willing to endure more pain, more abuse, as long as I get to keep this title. This is the reality of struggle love. This is what's happening behind closed doors of these good Black men and these single married women. This is the narcissism of the average Black male that's all polished up in a nice suit. So y'all can see. That's how they think. That's how they think. They don't want to adore you. They don't want to protect you. He could have protected her information about the miscarriage, but he chose to throw her under the bus. He could have protected her with the private message that she sent him, but he chose to throw her under the bus, just like Tobe threw Fat under the bus. Because they don't see themselves as protectors of Black women. If protecting you will damage their narcissism, they're going to choose the narcissism every single time. So if disparaging you makes me feel better about myself, then damn, I'm definitely going to disparage you. I'm going to disclose your most intimate of details. Nothing with them is sacred. Nothing of them is private. Nothing of them is within the sanctity of the relationship, because you're not there to be protected and to be provided for. You're there to serve them. And this is why they compare Black women to maids, cooks, and nannies. And they'll tell you to your face, what do you bring to the table? I can just hire a maid and a nanny and a cook and a personal assistant. I don't even need you. Why? Because they see you as someone that serves them. And that's it. It's not like you're this feminine muse that's inspiring them to be, all these great things and to ascend as a man. No, you're there to serve them. So, of course, there's no sanctity or sacredness in any of that. And of course, they would be willing to expose and reveal and leave you out to, battle the public. Because not because of your own doings, but because of their sort of like negligence and misconduct of disclosing information that should be withheld in the sanctity of the marriage. But you got to have reverence for something to hold something near and dear. They don't have any reverence for marriage. You're literally judged off of how much abuse can you endure and what are you doing to serve them as a barber the builder. Mocha Mommy says, me and my friend were out to dinner talking about our men. Her guy is Persian, mine Latino. We had our issues, but nothing compared to other Black women friends. It's almost like we feel guilty. Well, Mocha Mommy, I don't think you should feel guilty. I don't think you should feel guilty because, I think that we're doing everything that we can do to reveal this pathology. And as I was saying earlier today on the live, Black women will fight you. They will fight you verbally, God forbid physically, but definitely verbally, to defend this. They will fight you. So if for that reason, I don't think you can feel guilty. Yeah, men are men are men, and we have our little issues and stuff like that. But it's a big difference between dealing with your man not putting his clothes in the dirty clothes and and forgetting to pick up something, some milk, and bring it home and little things like that and being late on something. It's a big difference between the average everyday little bumps in the roads of a healthy marriage and a healthy relationship versus being put through the ringer. There's a big difference. What is this dude? Sissy, I would have to think that he has to be a narcissist himself. Why would he be recommending anybody who's not? Okay, Sissy, we got to go in. We got to find this dude. We got to find this dude. I can't, like, if you're a narcissist like this guy is, you're like, okay, narcissistic guys like this, if they're Muslim, they will hop around to the mosque until they find a mosque that's going to support their bullshit. If they're Christian, they're going to jump around to a church and they're going to stay in they're going to find a church that's going to condone their bullshit. And I personally have had dealings with churches that turned a blind eye to domestic violence and think that prayer and everything else is the way to handle it. Sissy, can you drop the link to what you found on this dude? Because I only could guess. I don't think that he would ever, you know, um, share anybody who wasn't a narcissist. or somebody that's going to condone his behavior, you know? So I would just assume that the person is going to have the same line of thinking. So let's see if I can find it real fast. And Sissy, if you find it, drop the link, please, my dear. If you find it before I do. But I'm looking for it. Dr. Ochoa. Is it Ochoa or Ocho? Hold on. Family therapist. You know who this is giving me the vibes of? There was a family in Mesquite, Texas, that this guy was doing the same rhetoric, coming online, talking about him and his wife going through everything, and marriage is not easy, and God this and scripture that and scripture this and scripture that. This man took his wife out. Took his wife out. He was posting the same stuff. This is giving me those vibes. I found the guy, but does he have YouTube? Does he have any YouTube videos? Survivor's guilt. I don't have none. Maybe I feel like, honestly, I have been put through the ringer enough in my life to where I don't feel guilty. Dr. Ocho. Is he on YouTube? YouTube. Let me see. The title of wife is something that is not worth it for many Black women. Single shaming needs to stop, especially when substance abuse and adultery are involved. I agree completely. I don't think that women, I don't think that the collective of Black women realize a disservice that they do when they single shame, and when they shame about people who don't have children, and when they shame about people who do have children. Like, all of that is so irrelevant to the person. Whether you have a child that you're raising, or you don't have a child that you're raising, or you're in a relationship, or you're not in a relationship, that should not, you know what I'm saying? Those things are all neutral, right? Because you can have a child and be a crappy mom. You can not have a child and be a lazy crap or a crappy individual. So not having a child isn't a virtue. It isn't like a positive attribute about you. It just is what it is. Like, it's like having brown hair. It just is what it is. I don't have any children. I also have brown hair and brown eyes. And that just is what it is. That isn't necessarily a virtue. I have a kid. Okay. That is what it is. That's a biological function. That isn't giving you any information. You would have to know and see, what am I doing on a day-to-day basis? Now, me being a fabulous and fantastic mother, that is a virtue. But just me having a child is not a virtue in and of itself. Not having a child isn't a virtue in and of itself. Being in a relationship or being in a marriage isn't a virtue in and of itself. What is the quality and health of the marriage? That is the virtue. Ay, Dios. What do we have here? Okay, there's a gossip channel. The gossip channel on YouTube called Dr. T. Ocho. Looks like a Black man dressing up in lab coats and gossiping. What? Girl, why isn't it not letting me hold on. Because it's not letting you click on there. Okay. I can't click on that link. It does not look like a real therapist.
With unlimited DVR, you can stream classics like The Office whenever you'd like.
Okay. YouTube. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me click on the link. Let me see if I can click. Okay. I see. That's that first video. Okay. Let me try. Ooh, Lord. But hold on. That's like Chad Ocho. Like Ocho Cinco. Is that Chad Ocho Cinco?
Doctors, this is just a rumor, but I'm still going to throw it out.
Okay, let me just share. I don't know that this is what we are looking for, but let's see. I don't know that this is what we're looking for. Let me see.
Now, Justin Timberlake, whose current lady love is the beautiful and gorgeous Jessica Biel, reportedly cheated on Jessica with Olivia Munn. Now, doctors, is it sane to risk such a relationship? And I think every man has been there before. But what's your diagnosis for this?
I would have to say we would have to deem this as just pure stupidity and crazy, and there's no pill for that. You have to treat this like racehorses out there. You have to put those blinders on, right? Put those blinders on and know what you have at home.
Now, it's easier said than done, as Mr. Shiro said it, because you can sit here and talk about it all you want, but until you're in the shoes of that person having everything thrown at you, it's a different story.
I'm hoping that the rumor is true, because I'm going after Jessica.
Ooh, child. Okay, I don't think that's the right one. Anyway, anybody that's interested, the number is on there. Hold on.
17,
The number.
It was really, really nice as well. Really sweet.
Where is that video?
That's nice that you were not. I mean,
well, that was the first thing I asked him. Just I wasn't a dick.
The number is on there. So I looked it up, and it looked like it was a therapist. So, it would be interesting to get information about that person, just to kind of see, what they're talking about. But if I had to guess, I would think that it is somebody that's going to co-sign that BS, and keep it going strong. I mean, she would probably have to go. Like, I don't know if she would ever run across this video, but I would say, girl, get out. You still have your youth. You have your beauty. You have one child. You can get out of that situation and rebuild. You can get your life together. You're not shackled to that situation. And you can get into a situation where you're going to be protected, provided for, cherished, and taken care of. Okay? And you're definitely going to need to detox from all this abuse. That's what I want to say. And so this is for any Black woman that comes across this. If they're hearing this kind of rhetoric, if they're being told this kind of information, to know that, listen, this is the analysis of what's really being said. I'm translating banditry into real plain English. Okay? I'm translating it into plain English so that you know what's going on. And then I'm saying that you don't have to be tethered to that. You don't have to be shackled to that. That is not a righteous way of life. It is not ordained for you or any other Black woman to be put through the ringer and abused for what someone is telling you is the divine order. I would argue that the divine order is for the divine feminine to be protected and provided for. That's what I would argue. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and have a great evening, have a great night or day, or whenever you catch this replay. I appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when I go live. All right, y'all. Peace and love.